NLMT again here, and today we're going to be looking at advanced sidechaining techniques and how you can improve your mixes using sidechain techniques which you wouldn't particularly have thought to use before. So the first one we're going to look at today is probably the most common of the ones that I'm going to show you. So this is a track I've literally just started the other day, so excuse if it sounds a little bit messy or whatever, but it's only a little quick thing. It's not that deep. So to do this first routing, I've got the kick here routed to my bass bus and my sub bass bus, and this is just going to control the volume of these. It's a standard sidechaining technique, but rather than just sidechaining everything, it's just going to make a bit more room for the kick in the drop, as you'll hear here. So I'll just play it back for you and you can hear what it's doing, and I'll disable it and then re-enable it. So you can hear what it's doing there. I mean, you can go more or less aggressive with it. I feel like there it's just about right. The kick coming through nicely, but I'll show you how far you can go with it and how much you can take it off. So I mean, it's up to you. Now I should really show you the method of how I've done that. So I've got a peak controller, the bass of which is set to 20%. That's because the bass and the sub faders are set to 20% below 100%. And the way that we're going to route this, it's inverted. So 100 will be 0 and 0 will be 100, if that makes sense. So the bass is set to 20% and the volume is set to however far you want it to decrease by. We then go to the basses and the sub basses, link to controller, and we'll link it to this control here, the kick, the peak, and then we use the inverted mapping formula there. Accept that and you're good to go. Now I do understand it's going to be different for different digital audio workstations, so it may take a little bit of messing to find out what the correct way of sidechaining within your DAW is. So moving on, this is a little trick I've been advising people on a lot lately. Now this isn't a real vocal track, it's just like a vocal sample that I've found from a film, which I think suits this track quite nicely. So what I've done, I'm going to send this to a vocal reverb bus. Now again, I'll show you from scratch. So this is going to be routed to this vocal reverb bus here, and we're going to use sidechaining to prevent the vocal being completely drowned out by reverb, because if you just send it all wet to the reverb and it all comes back, it's just going to drown your vocal out. It's going to sound really distant. Whereas if you sidechain the signal from the vocal track to the send, it just tidies it up just that little bit while maintaining your reverb presence. So the same principle, because the fader is set to the default here in FL Studio 80%, we're going to set the bass here to 20, and then we're going to go on the vocal reverb channel, link to controller, find the peak from the vocal peak controller, and again we'll choose the inverted mapping formula. If we accept that, and I'll just play this back now so you can hear what it's doing, and I'll solo the vocal track.
Hello, Betty. What's the problem? I haven't got a problem. I've got fucking problems. Plural. There's room 309. There's this scary Mexican gangster dude poking his...
So you can hear there's plenty of reverb there, but it's not overly drowning. Whereas if I was to take this peak controller off...
Hello, Betty. What's the problem? I haven't got a problem. I've got fucking problem.
And now with it re-added.
Hello, Betty. What's the problem? I haven't...
And I'll show you this within the mix as well so you can hear how it works, everything else.
Hello, Betty. What's the problem? I haven't got a problem. I've got fucking problems. Plural. There's room 309. There's this scary Mexican gangster dude poking his finger in my chest.
So with the sidechaining disabled, you can sort of hear how the reverb takes over the vocal. Things just start to get a little bit messy. This just allows you to keep quite a wet, reverberant, affected vocal and still maintain the vocal being keep your vocal track at the forefront of your mix, which is quite handy, I tend to find. Now another trick I've been using lately in my productions, the kicks and claps in a lot of tracks within this sort of genre that I produce do tend to overlap a little bit. So what a lot of people will do is split the kick into separate frequency regions, and then when the clap's triggered, the higher frequency region of the kick will be not triggered, so to speak. So a quicker way to fix this I've found, it's not perfect, but it's a quick fix. Use a peak controller again from the clap, and basically use this to sidechain the kick. Sorry. So I've got an EQ here, which standard EQ, but sorry, it's the wrong EQ. Is that this EQ here? And when the clap's triggered, you'll see I've got a high shelf used to take 18 dB out of the kick whenever the clap's triggered, and it's just the top end sort of above 250 Hz. The difference isn't all that audible when you solo them, but it cleans the mix up a hell of a lot. So I'll play this for you now so you can just hear what's going on and see what's going on. So you can just see that there, and I'll take the peak control off the clap so you can hear the difference, and you'll just hear the frequencies double up. It just makes the mix a little bit less untidy. Now you can get creative with this. You can, rather than sidechaining your kick to a whole track, which can be quite over the top. Think Eric Pryd's Call on Me. A lot of the like late 2000s electro stuff was quite heavily sidechained. If you find you've got clashes between things in your mix, say for example, in the intro here, the re-space here is clashing with my kick at say 100 Hz. My kick will be sitting around about there. It always does. Say if you just find the fundamental frequency of the kick here. So there, it's about 95 Hz, so it's about 100. So the kick wants to come through at 95 to 100 Hz. So if we set another peak controller up here and sidechain this kick to an EQ region on the Reese here, for example. So yeah, there's one there right straight away at about 100 Hz. So if we link this to the new peak controller we've set on the kick, again inverted mapping formula, and tweak this, now you don't need to be too over the top because you don't want to take everything away, but you can sort of hear the difference here that it's making, and that's going to tidy your mix up a hell of a lot. But just experiment with it. You can find that rather than just sidechaining whole tracks to whole tracks, using methods like this will clean your mixes up a hell of a lot more. So finally, I'm just going to apologise to you all basically for not uploading anything recently. I've been so busy working on new music, and it'd be lovely if you could all maybe go support my music. I've got a remix of French Montana Unforgettable that just come out the other day on Dprot. It's doing really well. I'll leave the link in the description for you to go and check it out. Leave a like, leave a comment, and anything else. Check out my SoundCloud, Facebook, Twitter, and everything. And watch out, I'm wanting to do some live shows soon, so keep your eye out for that. And as always, big up everyone inside Lengo Land. Thank you very much for watching, and there'll be more tutorials soon. Thank you.